You think your dog hates being picked up? That's nothing. There are so many things we do without even thinking that make our dogs downright lose it. And the craziest part? A lot of them seem totally innocent to us, like hugging, using baby talk, or spritzing on some cologne. But for your pup, these little habits might be driving them absolutely bonkers. Today, we're diving into 9 surprisingly normal things that stress your dog out way more than being picked up. And number 5, that one might just make you rethink how you interact with your dog altogether. Let's start with something we all do thinking it's love, but your dog might secretly dread it. You wrap your arms around your dog, give him a tight squeeze and think, "Aw, bonding moment." But let's be real. Have you ever noticed your dog's face when you go in for that big ol' hug? It's not exactly the look of pure joy. To us, a hug means love. To your dog, it's more like, why am I in a headlock right now? Imagine if someone twice your size just wrapped you up out of nowhere. Awkward, right? Some dogs are champs and put up with it, but inside, they're counting the seconds until freedom. Is it over yet? Can I go sniff something now? Next time, sneak a peek at their eyes. Are you seeing the whites? Are they leaning away like, "Help human, I need space"? Those little signs? Classic doggy distress signals. It's like their way of saying, "I love you, but boundaries please." Here's the secret. Dogs show affection in their own adorable ways. A gentle lean, a cozy nap together, or that sweet nose nuzzle. That's their version of a hug. So next time you're tempted to go full bear hug, pause and ask yourself, am I being loving or just a little too clingy? Your dog will thank you. But if that made you uncomfortable, wait until you hear what your tone of voice might be doing to them. Who's a good boy? Is it you? Is it you? Come on, admit it, we've all unleashed our inner cartoon character for our pups. But have you ever noticed your dog just stares at you, head tilted like you've suddenly started speaking Martian? Here's the wild part. Dogs don't care about your words, they're all about the vibe. One minute you're sweet-talking, the next you're squealing, and then, bam, you're yelling about the trash can. Can you blame them for thinking, what is going on with this human? Imagine you're at a party and someone's talking to you in a language you barely get, but their mood flips every 5 seconds. Wouldn't you be lost too? That's your dog, caught in a whirlwind of human emotions just trying to figure out if it's time for treats or trouble. So what's the secret? Consistency. Not just in what you say, but how you say it. Your dog craves a steady vibe. And let's be real, if every family member is running their own dog talk show, how's your pup supposed to keep up? It's like 5 radio stations blaring at once. No wonder your dog looks ready to join a meditation retreat. That's emotional chaos, Canine Edition. So next time try a calm, clear voice and simple words. Your dog will thank you, with tail wags and maybe a little less confusion. And that chaos in your voice? It's nothing compared to the chaos of sounds they can't even escape. Dogs have superhero hearing, but with great power comes great anxiety. Imagine you're chilling at home and suddenly, boom! Fireworks, a blender, or the dreaded vacuum cleaner roars to life. For us, it's just noise. But for your dog, it's like a Michael Bay movie exploding inside their head. You might think it's just a little sound, right? Nope. To them, it's a full-blown monster attack. Cue the wide eyes, the cowering, the get-me-out-of-here look. Ever wonder why July 4th turns into a canine horror show? Dogs everywhere are plotting their escape routes and shelters brace for a flood of runaway pups. It's not just a holiday, it's a survival mission. And it's not just the big stuff. Even an electric toothbrush or a phone alarm can send your dog into panic mode. Who knew dental hygiene could be so terrifying? Once a sound gets filed under danger in your dog's brain, it's game over. Suddenly, the living room is a no-go zone, and every beep is a potential threat. Ever catch your dog hiding before a storm even starts? It's like they have a sixth sense, or maybe just really, really good ears. While we're still debating if that's thunder or the neighbor's garage door, your dog's already on high alert, ears up, ready for action. Noise trauma is no joke. Chronic stress from all these sounds can turn into lifelong phobias. And let's be honest, nobody wants a dog with PTSD from the blender. So what's a loving human to do? Thunder shirts, calming treats, and a little patience can work wonders. Sometimes it's all about helping your pup find their chill. But what happens when the threat isn't noise, but the lack of something they desperately need? Dogs are constantly talking. Not with words, but with sighs, eye contact, tail flicks, and those little nudges that say, "Hey human, I'm right here." Ever had your dog look up at you with those big soft eyes, practically begging for a moment of your attention? It's like they're saying, "Notice me, I'm adorable and available for cuddles." Or maybe they lean into your leg, pressing their whole furry body against you like a living, breathing weighted blanket. How can you resist that? And then there's the classic huff. You know, that dramatic exhale that says, "Excuse me, I'm being ignored here." But what happens if you brush them off or, worse, scold them for just wanting your attention? Ouch! That's like leaving your best friend on read. Pretty soon your dog starts to wonder if their voice even matters. And that's just heartbreaking. Did you know studies show dogs actually feel emotional pain when we break eye contact or ignore them? It's true. Imagine pouring your heart out and getting nothing but a blank stare in return. Not fun, right? Well, dogs feel that too. They crave being seen, just like we do. And when they're constantly shut down, it's like being left out of the group chat, over and over again. Eventually some dogs just give up. They stop trying. No more nudges, no more puppy eyes, just quiet withdrawal. That's not what anyone wants. So next time your dog gives you that gentle nudge or a meaningful stare, don't swipe it away. Listen, respond, acknowledge. They're not being needy. They're just being the loyal, loving companions we adore. But sometimes it's not what we don't do, it's what we do way too much. We get it. Dogs are adorable. Who can resist those squishy faces and fluffy fur? Admit it, you've wanted to hug, ruffle, and play with your dog until you both collapse in a giggling heap, right? But here's the twist. Dogs have a social battery just like us. Ever felt drained after a party? Well, your pup does too. When their battery runs low, all that love can suddenly feel like a tidal wave. Imagine 5 people talking to you at once, hands everywhere, voices bouncing off the walls. Fun, or a little much? For even the friendliest dog, non-stop petting and high-energy play can turn from awesome to overwhelming in seconds. And if your dog's had a rough past or deals with anxiety, that too much feeling can flip into real fear. Suddenly, your loving attention feels like a thunderstorm. Ever had a dog snap or nip and thought, "Whoa, where did that come from?" Spoiler alert, it's not out of nowhere. It's usually stress building up like a soda can about to burst. The signs are there. You just have to spot them. Watch for the subtle hints, lip licking, glancing away, a stiff little body. It's your dog's way of saying, "Hey, I need a breather." When you see those signals, it's time to hit pause. Give them space. It's their gentle way of asking, "Please, slow down." Let your dog come to you when they're ready. Trust me, it's worth the wait. Your calm presence means more than 1,000 pats. Still think it's just about energy? Let's talk about your scent. To us, lemon-scented cleaner smells like, well, a fresh home. But to your dog, imagine walking into a room and getting smacked in the face with a wall of chemicals. That's what it's like for them. Total sensory overload. Their noses are basically superpowered sniffers, 100,000 times stronger than ours. Can you even imagine what that's like? It's like turning up the volume to max and then blasting static. So when you mop with bleach or spritz a little perfume, you might think, "Ah, so clean." But your dog? They're thinking, "Why is my house suddenly a chemical war zone?" And lighting that eucalyptus candle? Forget spa day. Your dog's probably plotting their escape route, gasping, "Help! I can't breathe!" Even those so-called pet-safe products, sometimes they're just less terrible. But to your dog it can still feel like a nose assault. And don't even get me started on essential oils, some of those are downright dangerous. Who knew a tiny bottle could be so scary? Ever see your dog sneeze or suddenly avoid a room like it's haunted? That's their way of saying, "Nope, not today, human." Or maybe they're rubbing their face on the couch, desperately trying to get rid of the smell. Want to help? Try natural cleaners, crack open a window, and ditch the heavy scents. Your dog will thank you, with extra tail wags. Want a happier dog? Hit subscribe and stick with us. What you wear matters, but what you do next might shake their entire trust in you. It's adorable, we know. But let's be real, did your dog ever dream of being a hot dog or a taco, or a tiny 4-legged superhero? Probably not. And don't even get us started on tutus and sunglasses. Sure, it's hilarious for us, but for them, it's like, why am I suddenly a ballerina? We snap 1,000,000 photos for social media, chasing those likes and laughs. But meanwhile your dog is silently plotting their escape, wondering what they did to deserve this. Imagine wearing an itchy sweater you can't take off. Annoying, right? For dogs, costumes can feel like a straitjacket. Halloween? It's like a horror movie for most pups. Stress levels go through the roof. Suddenly the living room is a haunted house, and your dog is the unwilling star. Now if your dog is wagging, playing, and strutting their stuff in costume, congrats, you've got a rare fashionista. But most dogs? They're just putting up with it for your sake. If your pup freezes, paws at their outfit, or stands there like a statue, newsflash, they're not loving it. Dogs talk with their bodies, every tail wag, every ear twitch. Costumes? They mess with that secret language. If their tail can't wag or their ears are trapped, it's like putting a muzzle on their feelings. A hoodie that covers their tail or ears? That's basically doggy solitary confinement. Of course, if it's for medical reasons or to keep them warm in winter, that's a different story. Function over fashion? Always. Maybe skip the fashion show. And if you think costumes are uncomfortable, imagine being dragged somewhere you don't even want to go. You want to show off your pup to the family, hit the dog park? Or maybe you're thinking, let's grab a latte and bring the dog along. Sounds like a blast, right? But wait, what if your dog's idea of a good time is more Netflix and chew toy than party animal? Imagine being dropped into a wild party where you don't know a soul and everyone wants to shake your hand. Awkward. Not every dog is itching to mingle, and for some, a crowded cafe or a bustling dog park is their worst nightmare. And let's be real, who actually enjoys having their tail yanked by a toddler? Not your dog, that's for sure. Those little hands might be cute, but to your pup it's like a horror movie in slow motion. Now picture your dog in a whirlwind of new smells, loud voices, and chaos everywhere. Overwhelming, right? If you spot yawning, a tucked tail, or that classic get me out of here look, your dog is basically sending you an SOS. Hiding behind your legs, clinging to you like you're their superhero, that's not them getting used to it. That's them shutting down. Forced socializing doesn't make them braver, it just makes them want to disappear. The secret? Socialization should be slow, gentle, and always on their terms. Consent matters, even for dogs. Even a leashed walk with another dog can feel like a forced blind date. But when all else fails, the one thing that truly sends them over the edge. Boredom. Not the, I'll just nap until dinner kind of boredom. No, we're talking the, I've counted every speck of dust in this room and now I'm questioning my life choices kind of boredom. Ever seen that look on your dog's face? Dogs are smart, emotional, and bursting with energy. Basically, furry little geniuses with the attention span of a toddler on espresso. So what happens when you leave them alone all day? No toys, no puzzles, not even a squirrel to bark at out the window. Disaster! That shredded pillow? It's not a vendetta against your home decor, it's a canine cry for help. Your dog isn't plotting world domination, they're just desperate to feel something, anything. Can you blame them? And if you've got a working breed, border collie, lab, shepherd, oh boy, you're living with a four-legged Einstein who needs a job. Why not turn your living room into a canine escape room? Hide treats, invent sniffing games, or toss them a puzzle toy that'll make them think harder than you do on Monday mornings. Even something as simple as switching up your walking route can turn a boring stroll into a brand new adventure. Who knows what smells await around the next corner, because a mentally stimulated dog is a happy, calm, well-behaved dog. So, how many of these have you done without realizing? Don't worry, we all have. But now that you know, you can do better. And your dog will love you even more for it. Tell me in the comments which one surprised you the most. I read every single one. And hey, if you want to uncover the hidden fears your dog has been quietly living with, watch this next 10 things that secretly scare your dog. Tap like, hit subscribe, and go give your dog the love and peace they deserve.